Hello and welcome to this product overview for my product, the Metal Damage Pack. This is one of my favorite damage packs that I have released in the past few years because of the sheer number of options that I give you here. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, or I'm not trying to be like, oh my god, this is so amazing. It's just because I use my own stuff, right? So every time I have to use this thing in a game, oh my god, I love it. Honestly, I do. So without further ado, let me show you through all there is, and I'll also include a small tutorial at the end, just so you can get the most out of this asset pack, because yeah, I have so much faith in it. And if it does not have what you are looking for, you're very free to leave your comment in the comments down below and let me know what you want me to add to this asset pack in the next update. Because yes, I update these asset packs very often. So in fact, I literally just 5 minutes ago, I uploaded a version 4.27 because I've been asked by a few people. Version 4.26, I think. But yeah, I don't use 4.26. I use 4.27 through all the 5.0, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, and as soon as it comes out, if I am able to afford a GPU to upload these things, because they asked me to upload the latest versions. So yeah, I will be supporting versions 5.4. But anyway, let's begin. Let's dive in. So there is bullet holes first and foremost, and there is exit and entry. And these guys are, for example, these are all entry holes, and these are all exit holes. As you can see, they look vastly different. So yeah, I mean, they are designed to look different because metal does different things, whether you puncture it from the inside or you puncture it from the outside. And that's one of the things I love about this pack, that it has a fair bit of realism. And you also notice that it kind of can work if you put this on a metal surface, or if you put this on a painted surface. So yeah, that's what's up. And there is smaller bullet holes, exit holes. There's bigger exit holes. So, and there's also these ones for when you have like a surface, like maybe perhaps something that is like thick, like armor. If you get a bullet impact on armor, it shouldn't penetrate, it shouldn't do this or that. So therefore there is these blind ones that do not have anything, like they just look like it bounced off, right? Next we have shotgun blasts, and to be fair with you and everyone, you could actually just cluster these guys and that would work, and that would be the end of it. Like you could just do this and that's it. But first of all, yeah, you get this stuff and it doesn't look good. And you could actually program, your little what do you call these things? You could program your material to be able to overlap, but still it wouldn't look realistic, because look what happens when you have, I did do a lot of research on what bullet holes on metal look like. And like these areas right here, that's by design, because not only because sometimes the bullet contains a little few pieces that it breaks up in the barrel and it just hits and it peels the paint from the around the bullet hole, but also because as the projectile impacts this surface, the paint vibrates and it just chips like that. So this is super realistic. Also, when you have bullet holes that are way too close to each other, like they are stretching essentially the material, in this case the metal, they are stretching the material and it breaks because it stretches so thin that it just can't hold it together and it just cracks like that. And that's also happens, it cracks like that because it has mechanical limitations. So again, we have the entry bullet holes and we have exit bullet holes. And by the way, these guys coincide with these guys. So, and same with these guys. Same with these guys, they coincide to these guys. Okay. So the shotgun blast, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There is these two that came together. Right? So in case I wasn't able to figure it out. I don't know how that works. You could, like, there is this geometry, and you could actually create something that creates this, alpha channel on this thing, and you could put that one in front and the other one on the back. So yeah, I'll leave you to figure that out, but yeah, here's the graphics. Moving on, we have tears, and we have two types of tears. We have the short ones, small ones, and we have big ones. And this should work at almost every scale. Obviously, some scales will not look as good, but yeah, obviously any kind of angle. These aren't like the wood ones, which, by the way, I just made an overview video of that, so be free to check it out. That one does not have as many options as I give you in this one. And you'll see what I mean when we get to the tutorial portion of this video. But for now, rest assured, there is a ton of options for you to try with these tears. You also have these massive ones. That's for the walls. And there is some difference between like that one and that one. Like, they may look similar, but these ones are actually... Like, you can see the scale on the peeling paint. There's this triangular one that I've seen a lot in every video game and movie franchise. I don't know what makes these types of tears, because usually it's this kind of tears, right? Because even if something gets hit from behind, it cracks like that. It looks like this. I don't know what causes these ones, but I've seen them a lot in movies, so I made one. And obviously these two holes, which, by the way, that lets me segue into the tutorial portion, because yeah, actually it should be this one. Right, so you open this one and let's go through the options. They all have the same options because they are all using the same master material. So some of these, it makes no sense for them to have like the underlying layer, because they are just too small to be noticeable. But you can choose, first of all, you can choose whatever underlying layer you want. They all come with an alpha matte. So, for example, the other ones have an alpha matte. The other ones also have an alpha matte, like the bullet holes and the tears. But I don't think they need an underlying layer, because you can barely see anything through that little black bullet hole. So, but again, you can put here anything you want as long as it has a height map, and even if it doesn't, but it would be great if it had one, because you can actually pick and choose how deep do you want it. Like right now it's right underneath, right? But by the way, the underlying layer options are prefixed with these ul underscore and underlying layer. And you can turn it on and off. If you don't like the underlying layer or the concept of one, just uncheck this one. And it should, yeah, as soon as it finishes wait, where is it? Oh, I'm sorry, it's this one. Okay, so it finishes compiling, and there you go. It disappears. You don't need one. If you don't want one, you don't need one. So yeah, you can either have one. There are some options here with the underlying layer, such as the same ones that we have here for the normal layer. So we are going to be looking at the options on the normal one rather than the underlying layer, but it's just the same thing. You just need to yeah, but there are a few different ones, like for example, obviously the panning one, so you can pan as much as you want, up and down. And the tiling, how many repetitions do you want? Normally that's just one repetition, that's 2, that's 4 repetitions, so on and so forth. I like to keep it at 2, regardless. And to push your underlying layer back and forth, you would go like that. Oops. Sorry, it's a reference plane. I'm dumb. Okay, so yeah, that kind of like, can you see? Yeah. So I like to have it just underneath, but you can push it as far as you want. Obviously, at a certain point, the illusion starts to just break down. Not because you can always like come here. It's not the pan, the tiling. You can come to the tiling and go like that. Oops. Okay, so you can't really do that too much. Or can you? Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that. Well, I tried. So yeah, regardless, if you have it so small, it just, you know, the little illusion falls apart. So you want like not to push it that far, because not only the illusion, I just realized it stops working altogether. Yeah, like this still works, for example. Right. Yeah, so this still works like that. But yeah, I mean that looks fantastic, but again, like I said, I like to keep it just below the surface, just because the shading looks better. But anyway, just like with the main layer, you can also have stuff like the levels. So you can color correct first and foremost. It could be like that you just shut copper, for example. So just shut copper and it has, there we go. You just shut copper and that looks fantastic, right? But it doesn't have to be copper. It could be this metal nickel, which that one should be a little bit, there we go. Yeah, it should be a little bit bluish, right? Or it could be gold, which should be around this neighborhood, right? Or it could be bronze. just a little bit more green, right? Or it could be aluminium, which is around this area right here. It's slightly blue. Let's take a little bit of, there we go. It's whiter, right? Could be aluminium. There, that's more realistic, aluminium. Or it could be steel, which some steels have like this very gentle yellowish color, right? Although that looks more like silver. You can look up the colors of the metal. It could even be a black metal, like futuristic black metal. And same applies to the underlying layer, which maybe your ship is made out of gold, right? It's a very expensive ship. So, yeah. Really nice. I love it. Now, it may not be your cup of tea to have it so shiny. Like, that's one of the concerns I had when I started using it myself on my own project. So what I did, actually, is to add a roughness map intensity, and you could make it actually very, very dull, or even shinier than it is. Like, this is almost mirror-like surface. It depends on your project. Now, the metallic map intensity, I suggest you not to mess with it, but it doesn't really have to be metal. In fact, it could be some kind of plastic. So we could actually, no, actually I didn't like that. Right, so it could be some kind of plastic. Obviously it looks better as metal because that's what it was meant to be from the beginning. But yeah, metallic map intensity back to 1. There you go. Now the normal map intensity also plays a role, but not so much. Like, this just flattens it, makes it look a little flatter, but you can actually make it stronger to look more violent. And this should be used with, like, let's say with the height ratio. So now it looks like it's, and obviously if you make it like, if you stretch it out, you should add more max steps. So 256, just because you're stretching it so much, so the actual illusion doesn't fall apart. I like to keep it at the values I actually shipped it with. So yeah, but again, for your project, I don't know what you will be using it for, so that's something that is included. And for the underlying layer, or UL, it has the exact same options. So there is, you can change the intensity of the normal map, you can change the roughness, you make it more dull, you can change it from metal to plastic. Obviously, you already saw I changed the color. You can pan it, just because maybe you don't want to show it like that, or maybe you just are like that, and you want to show this panel over there, and you maybe want to put it like that, and then like that, and it shows like that. All that is possible. or you can just get rid of it if you don't like it. And this underlying layer, it can be used for anything. Like for example, this one does not show one. This one does not show it, but you can change that with the click of a button. Unfortunately, it's not there set up, so what you're gonna do is come down here, right? Wall damage, underlying layer, excuse me. So there is D, M, T. Oops, that's the alpha mat. Okay, sorry about that. You go to wall damage, masks. It's actually in tears because we are right in tears. What is this? The second one. So yeah, so that's in the alpha mat. There is 2 for the medium and 4 smalls. Now we come back to underlying layer, and now we put the D there, so the diffuse, and T for metal, R for roughness, and for normals, and the ambient occlusion goes in there. And obviously we want to use the POM, right? And it's already set like that, so it works on even the smallest ones. But let's just change the tiling to 1. Just because, I don't know, that looked cooler for me. And let's move it there. And I want a red cable to show up right there. I want that. And I also want the UL parallax to be a little bit stronger. So, and the reference plane, just push it back in. Well, ain't that just cool? Actually, no, I prefer the reference plane closer. There you go. Ain't that just cool? Just a few clicks. And maybe we just damaged a copper wall. Ain't that cool? I love it. Alright, so what else does come with this asset pack? First of all of the folders are color coded where it's possible. Obviously in the world outliner we cannot do that. But all that said, it is ordered in folders, it's cataloged. So you can easily see where everything is. Like here, I love it. That's a standard for all my projects, either for sale or personal. I love to be able to find everything super fast. And here also, if you are looking for bullet holes, you come down here and you want the exit one right there immediately. And like I said, every single one of these bullet holes has their own masks. So yeah, for example, that one corresponds to that one, so on and so forth. That just in case you want to add these underlying layers to stuff. I only put underlying layers where you can actually see, because obviously, first of all, you don't want to waste that sweet frame rate on stupid things like that. But also, why? Like, you wouldn't even be able to see anything there. You barely can see anything there. So, yeah, I mean, just saying. Anyway, that would be all. That's sweet and simple, yet super powerful. And it can be used for so many things. And if you have any ideas, any new ideas for me to add to this asset pack, please let me know in the comments down below, because I do read all the comments and I do keep in mind whatever you tell me. Like someone told me this asset pack, I just made it from the version 5.0 because 5.0 looks far prettier, so I decided, you know what, not worth it to make it in 4.27. I mean, it's not. I was kind of lazy, I guess. So I was like, okay, it'll look better anyway in the 5.0. So let's just do it 5.0 and onwards. And a lot of people told me, hey, this thing isn't available for 4.27 or 4.26, which is one that a lot of people have been asking me for. And yeah, I ended up caving in, and I decided to do it now, as well as this cool overview video / tutorial for you to learn how to use it. But yeah, for now that will be all. Please check my other asset packs because they are cooler and sometimes even better than this one. Thank you for your future purchase, and thank you for your attention. I really appreciate it. And again, if you have any ideas for the next update, please do let me know in the comments down below. All right, take care. Bye.